we're going to take a little bit of time together to consider the urgency of ministry and the urgency of God's call to his people. And there are a few things that I can think of that convey to us clearly the need for immediate action than being threatened by a hurricane. Now, where I live, we don't have hurricanes, but we're going to talk to one of my friends, Pastor Ben Hoyer, who lives in Florida, has most of his life. And we're just going to talk to Ben a little bit about how important it is to take action when you hear the hurricane is coming. We are joined again with our good friend Ben Hoyer, Pastor Ben Hoyer from Orlando, Florida. How you doing, Ben?
I'm doing great. Good to be here, Dan.
Awesome. So as I'm working with churches around the country and my consultants are working with churches around the country, we are really struggling to help people understand the urgency that we have in the church. So St. Paul, 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 2, the time is now, the day of salvation is here kind of stuff. I've never lived through a hurricane, but I know that you, as a lifelong Florida resident, have known a thing or two about hurricanes. So could you just explain to somebody maybe who's never experienced a hurricane, what happens if people don't respond in a timely fashion and things are already, the hurricane has already arrived and we're trying to do something about it? What does that feel like? What does that look like in your experience?
Yeah, getting ready for a hurricane. I mean, I've done that a lot. The overarching emotion is like powerlessness. Like
Mm,
you have no control. You are just completely a passenger in what the system is going to do as it moves through. And
mhm,
so, any bits of preparation, you have to sort out what's really valuable and what's me reaching for control, what's me driven by anxiety, what is actually really helpful. And so, like, I think that really can relate to this conversation that you're having about the importance of reaching out into the world, the evangelistic heart, really allowing yourself to think through the motivations. Why am I engaging with people? What am I trying to accomplish? People can tell when you're just trying to recruit them to your thing,
mm,
and they're much less responsive to a salesperson than they are to someone who actually cares about them
mhm,
and is interested in their well-being
mhm.
and their spiritual health. So, what's driving you in that preparation for the hurricane, I think, is like a really good thing for people to consider and focus in on.
So you have gone through hurricanes as a single young adult male human being. You also as a husband and a father now. How is it different when it is care and love for somebody else? How does that change your preparation in the event of an urgent thing that is a hurricane coming ashore?
Oh, completely. That's funny that you put your finger on that, Dan. It's totally different. Like when I'm single, I'm like, make sure that I've got the right beverages in the fridge and the right movies queued up,
Hmm.
and now in a hurricane, I'll just tell you, it seems like they usually come at night. I don't go to sleep until it's past. Like I stay up, I watch the coverage. I'm like checking the trees in my front yard and my backyard. Like I feel like it's my job to know if things are going sideways and get everybody to a place that's safe. So I'm like way more vigilant when I've got a family that I care about. That's
Well,
it's cool that you asked that question.
yeah, that's awesome. And I just think for us as stewards or caretakers of the Lord's church, if we could respond more like a loving husband and father than that single guy who just looks at it like another couple days off of work where I get to binge my favorite stuff and drink my favorite beverages and not worry about the consequences for 2 or 3 days, I think we would be so much better off if we responded as that loving heaven, that loving father, right? That husband and father, than just the guy who's going to have a great time as the world goes to pieces around us. So, hey, thanks a lot, Ben. Something I've never experienced. I appreciate your perspective, and we'll look forward to chatting with you again soon.
Totally, Dan.
All right, thank you.